Okay, so let's talk about the view option available in the My Explorer. Let's go ahead and open this up, head over to our file manager. So we have the view option, and with no file selected, it's going to tell me I need to select a valid image or something like that. So let's go ahead and select an image, for example, and there we go. I just get a window up here with the image, and tells me the images or the file name, the pathway to the file. The dimensions of these are the original dimensions of the image as well as the size shown here. Now the difference in dimensions and size shown above is that if this were an exceedingly large image, let's say like a 3000 by 4000 pixels, I can't display that in my monitor. My monitor is only about 1800 pixels wide. So it'll condense the image, but keep the ratio. So if it's a landscape, it'll show landscape. If it's portrait, it'll show portrait. And I'll be able to see the original dimensions at 3000 by 4000, and then the size shown above, which would be like a 500 by 800 or something. So let's take a look at one of these landscape images, and this is what I'm talking about, is that we have the original dimensions, and this is the size shown above here. And so this is landscape, so it's still showing landscape. So this has been extended to files. I can select a file, say this PDF for example, click View, and I get to view this PDF here. This is actually using the exact same embed options that are available in this embed drop down here. It's using the Google API, and so what can happen is that we may click View, and we may find that nothing shows. It's not that nothing is showing, it's that every time we load this up, it's making a request to Google servers. And oftentimes that request can come back with no data. It'll be a successful, quote unquote, successful request, but the response is 204, meaning success, but there's no data, and that's why it's going to show up blank. And so it may happen that we click view and we see nothing here. And that's why this, if the file is not shown, close this window, try view again. So every time you load up this view window, it's going to keep reloading the request. And that's why if it doesn't show up the first time around, just close it down and try reloading it. You may see something different. You may actually get the file to show up, but just keep closing and reopening, keep sending the request essentially, and you should get that file show up here. You also get the name of the file and the pathway to that file as well, but the dimensions and size shown doesn't show for obvious reasons. There's no dimensions associated with a file, and the size shown here is about the same 100% by 500 that you would get from the embed option. It's basically just taking that Google API and placing that into this window here. I believe we can do that with Excel spreadsheets as well, and docx's also. Even images in the file directory works out just fine. I think if we actually embed a docx or an Excel, it'll just download that. If we use the embed feature and embed it, it'll just download it in our content. I think that's actually something with the browser. It doesn't really seem like anything programmatically incorrect is wrong with it, because it's handled the exact same way. However, I believe it's treated it like you're trying to open up this file, and in most browsers, if you open up an Excel spreadsheet or a docx, it'll just automatically download. I believe that's what's happening.